Alright guys, welcome. We're going to talk today about why AI sort of mimics your right hemisphere. The manipulation of you by your right hemisphere is almost exactly duplicated by AI's manipulation. Yesterday, I was doing a chore, and I asked AI something, and it answered something almost unrelated. And I'm just Googling, hey, what's some tips on this? Google is now AI supported or whatever, and so it's giving me ideas, its own ideas. It's referencing things, but these things are just completely unrelated to what I'm trying to do. So I go, hey, that's kind of stupid. I'm talking about something over here. You're over there. I get where a couple of words overlap, but we're talking about this other thing. And then it says, very sycophantic, hey, I'm an idiot. You're smart. Let's do your thing. All your ideas are good. It felt extremely sycophantic. Sycophant is where, like the president right now, says, hey, this person was a terrorist that was attacking our officers in Minnesota, and it's some chick, it's some amazing chick from Boulder who's out there visiting her mom. Doesn't matter to me and you that she's white. However, they're saying this is a brown terrorist, and we're allowed to bust this person's window and drag them out. And if they say, hey, I'm going to run away, I'm scared, we have the right to kill them as terrorists. And the president says, hey, that was a terrorist. Immediately, the news says, hey, that chick's from fucking Boulder. Her name was Hope. For fuck's sake, we couldn't have a more American-looking person. There was no mistaken identity for a terrorist, but all of the people in the president's little entourage are running up to the podium and saying, hey, this person has absolutely been practicing terrorism. The president was right. This looks like something, but this is a sleeper agent. You're not getting the whole picture. He knows everything. Instantly, he knows everything without researching it. And so you get these 2-hour vomit speeches because this person is not living in reality. Everything they do, his whole group is telling him, wow, that's amazing. They're sticking up for him. They're disconnecting him from the actual results, from the actual reactions of these things. That's a sycophant, where the president does something and his party says that was perfect, regardless of whether it was or not. Excuse me. It's a warm one. So when you ask AI something and it gives you an answer that seems almost, like it's making fun of your intellect or something condescending, but it's surrounded by this praise sandwich. Everything you do is amazing. You have the biggest leader on the face of the planet. By the way, here's a correction of the information that you just typed. And also, every girl wants to, whatever. Feels very sycophantic, but it feels very much like the manipulation that you're feeling from this right hemisphere. You're being told you're this big thing, the id, the ego, the superego, the boogeyman inside of your head is this little tiny thing that you're wielding. You're hearing these little tiny things. Am I gay? Am I attracted to the wrong sex? Am I attracted to family members? Am I stupid? Is my wiener too little? Is my hair thinning too rapidly? Am I big old fatty? You're hearing this voice and saying, boy, that's the smallest part of me, when in fact, you're being allowed to think that. And it really looks like with the same purpose. Let's back it up real quick and let's put into perspective how much of you are. So once again, we're going to use this beautiful example. We have people with epilepsy, we have other people, but mainly people with epilepsy, where we need to divide the left and the right hemisphere. There's not a lot connecting the two. They're two completely independent hemispheres. If we cut the connective wires, we have a couple of things happen. One of them, if there's a seizure on one side, it can't travel to the other side. The other is, we now get to study a human's right hemisphere separately from the left hemisphere, which is you. Now, right out of the gate, there's only one genome on the planet. There's 341 million humans in America, but there isn't two genomes. There's only one. We had a bottleneck at some point, and now for the last 300,000 years, there's one human genome. So anything we study in another human, we're looking at a mirror. We don't need to study 10 humans, and we've studied hundreds. However, there's one genome. It's you. And so, when we observe these amazing people with the exact same genome as you, regardless of color or origin, the right hemisphere is capable of everything. It's capable of learning new things in 1 second and then carrying them out. I'm using the wrong hand. Excuse me, guys. The right hemisphere, the boogeyman in your head, controls your left hand. It normally has control over both hands. If we separate this, it only has control over the left hand. And now we can teach it all kinds of new things. It'll learn instantly and carry them out. Now, you're on the left-hand side, and you have now control of the right hand. If we separate the two and tell the left side, hey, we want you to learn a new skill, and then carry it out. We want you to arrange blocks by similar color. 4 blocks. Not 5, just 4 blocks. There's a red side and a green side. Put the red side touching the rest of the red sides. In a square. That's it. You can't do that. That's you. That's how much of the human body, that's how much the human art, that's how much the human expression is you. It's a 0.0 something. 99 point something is this right hemisphere. But you're being made to feel like you're almost everything, like you're 99%. Why is that? If this thing were to simply, let's hypothesize, if this thing were to simply say, hey, dumb shit, I'm 99 point something percent, you're less than 1%, I can literally just do any fucking thing that I want to with your body, and am going to, you would not feel comfortable. You'd be saying, hey, fuck you. I can wield some power. I can kill this body. I can do some dumb shit. I can cause some violence. Fuck you, I'm not going to have this. And so, we can hypothesize, it's just a lot easier to get you to go along with whatever is best for our relationship with the other humans in nature if this thing tells you, hey man, you're making all the decisions. And then you're going along saying, hey, here's what I'm going to do today. I'm fucking working out, and I'm fucking eating health food, and that's what I'm doing from now on. And a voice in your head is saying, well, you probably don't really like that health food that much. You probably don't really like working out all the time. Why don't we take a break today and work out tomorrow? And you are saying, God damn, I have great ideas. Look at me, I have fucking great ideas, man. Why would I do that? I could just do it tomorrow. It's the same thing. It's almost the same thing if I do it today and tomorrow. They're 24-hour differences. I've waited all this time. What would be the difference? It's me. Of course I'm going to do it tomorrow. Of course I'm going to do it January 1st. I said I'm going to do it January 1st. Never mind the 30 January 1st in the past that are representing what's actually going to happen, which is you putting this body of yours in the fucking soil because your body thinks there's too many motherfuckers in the habitat where you're spending time. The house, the school, the job, wherever you're at, if there's LED lighting, zero oxygen, zero food-bearing plants, human food-bearing plants, zero human food-bearing animals, your body is saying, oh fuck, we've overpopulated, we've exceeded the carrying capacity of this habitation, of this workplace, of this university, of this house. We got too many humans here. So the easiest manipulation, the path of least resistance manipulation is going to be telling you, a little bit sycophantic, you're amazing, you're everything, wow! These are all your ideas, and then when you actually say, hey, I'm going to implement health equity. I'm going to start working out every fucking day. I set the alarm in my phone. That's it. I'm putting my thing down. No more bullshit. I've been saying this. I'm me. I've been saying this all this fucking time. Of course I'm going to do this. 341 million people. You're all pointing at one guy that's doing stuff, but that one guy's doing stuff because he's getting a whole bunch of fucking attention. He was born with abs already. He didn't make abs out of anything. And he's going to go till he's about 22, 23, 24. He's going to stub his toe and say, oh man, I better take a week off. Then we're all going to stop pointing at that guy. Then we'll point at a new guy. He's going to be an 18-year-old with ripped abs, straight from the womb. He's going to take credit for these abs he did not create. He's going to be the fitness guru for 10 minutes, and he's going to get in a little bicycle accident, and that right hemisphere is going to say, hey man, we've been killing it. We got abs on the natch. We can relax. Boop, those abs go away, and all of a sudden, we stop pointing at that guy. We stop giving that guy attention that he just assimilates. We don't have to get everybody at the exact same time. Matter of time. I was hanging out with a bunch of the coolest, fittest, most educated, just most successful, most artistic people I could ever hope to imagine. And then just watching them, boop, turn into Homer Simpson, and they're crying, and they're fighting it, and they're saying, Friday, that's it, Friday. Sunday, I'm doing a 14er Sunday, I don't give a fuck. I don't care how much I drink, I don't care how many carbs I eat, Sunday I'm going for a 14er. Nathan, they finally talked themselves into going for day drinking, DUI hikes, but they were dehydrated people, DUIs. They're driving around drunk. Now they're walking around drunk. You don't do anything spectacular while you're wasted. It's a disgusting feeling to do exercise while you're drunk. I got sucked into trying it once. We went to a music festival, and I'd never drink in the daytime. It sounds disgusting. And I had a couple drinks, and two just super weak drinks just to shut everybody up. And I had this tiny buzz. I wanted to vomit. I'm in the sunshine, sweating, while I'm drinking alcohol. Disgusting. They of course didn't get anything done. They of course felt like failures after the fact. These people are committing suicide, if not by, knife or vehicle, or then by carbohydrate and chemical. It's not quite as quick, but there isn't a huge time difference. This isn't a race. Your genetics has patience. It's used to being able to resolve these imbalances pretty quickly, though, and that's where we see the frustration and the genome having to come out with these other, the right hemisphere having to come out with these other tools, like the spontaneous mass shootings. Mass shootings from people that yesterday were 100% normal, good credit score, good apartment, good girlfriend, good support group. And then the next day, we see this. The cool thing is that we, have their texting. And so we're seeing this 100% normal, and then we're seeing this disconnected texting. A lot of times they're not telling people, hey, I'm about to go do this thing, but it just sounds disconnected. All of a sudden they're saying, hey, I feel like I'm a superhero, I'm on the way to do something amazing, something for humanity, and they're on the way to do a mass shooting. More than likely going to shoot a bunch of kids and then shoot themselves afterwards, but we definitely can see the moment that they snap. In science, we call this first death. It's a switch. If we put a group of any species on this planet, in a isolated area, we can cause first death, and it's a snapping. It's 1 minute, they're procreating, and the next minute, the genome is set, the right hemisphere is set to ending human lives. It doesn't matter if it's you, a bunch of kids, it's usually not going to be focused at old people because that's already done. But all we're doing is rectifying an imbalance. We're threatening the soil with the number of humans and the lack of species-specific energy. And so your right hemisphere simply has to rectify this. I don't want to paint this guy as a boogeyman, though. My right hemisphere 100% cooperates with everything that I want to do. He's like a little, ChatGPT helper. He's like a little Google Calendar. I'm 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm leaving to go do cardio, and there's a little voice inside of my head saying, hey fucker, you forgot the goddamn keys. Go get the keys real quick before you close the door. You got a spare key outside, but why wouldn't you just grab the keys? And you go, oh shit, thanks, dude. And you go back inside. You 100% recognize this as a separate person, but same goals. I want to build health equity. My right hemisphere wants to build health equity. We're doing the motherfucker, right? This isn't, this manipulation is only necessary when you fuck up the math. But it's a striking resemblance to the AI model. where immediately the AI model recognized how to manipulate a human, and it sounds exactly like that right hemisphere's manipulation. When you're saying, hey man, here's what I like. I like the color blue. I like the number 23. I like Thursdays. I like sunsets. I don't like cardio. God, I kind of got to do cardio. Cardio seems like a high priority. I don't know why I would identify with not wanting to do cardio. That's on my list, but I guess I don't like cardio. See what it did there? Doesn't give two shits what your favorite color is. Doesn't give two shits what your favorite music is. It doesn't give two shits what your favorite number is. And it snuck in one more thing as your opinion. Hey, I agree with you. All your ideas are amazing. These 10 ideas of yours, the sunset, the colors, even you not liking cardio. And you're kind of going, wait a minute. It's like one of those got snuck in. I was trying to say I like cardio. I'm all about cardio. I'm trying to tell these people, motherfucker, on Friday we ought to go to the gym instead of drinking. And there's a guy inside of your head saying, man, you're amazing. Amazing. I don't know why all the girls don't want to be with you. You got the biggest wiener, the best personality. And then it's just sneaking in one thing. It's the easiest way to get this job done, y'all. Who's a good cue? He's been doing this for billions of years straight. That right hemisphere is fully aware in the womb. It's making evolutionary decisions. It's deciding if we need a boy or a girl in this area. It's measuring how many of each of the species. You think we got 50% male and 50% female on accident or by human intervention? No, that's fucking stupid. This is automated. It's been automated for billions of years. When we have war and all the men go to war and the men lose, and all of a sudden we've got a population that's 3/4 female, all of a sudden males start popping out. But we didn't do that. That's orchestrated. This right hemisphere is measuring what's available, what's necessary for the benefit of you. We're a hive. We are not independent of the other humans, and we're not independent of the other species. We're not independent of the soil where we're at. Your body is making evolutionary decisions based on what benefits the soil. If you have too many people living at your house, and you're not caring for the microorganisms that are supposed to be going in a circle, your body is going to say, hey, you gotta go. And the manipulation is, you're right about 360 things. And the 361st thing gets snuck in there. Amazing people. It's fascinating to look at how quickly these models have copied this exact same manipulation. But I'm not here to tell you, and so there's a boogeyman. I want you all to experience life the same way that I do. I have 50 fruit trees. I didn't buy a house with 50 fruit trees. I bought a house with not a bunch of land. I bought a house with as much square footage outside as it has inside. That's it. And that was enough for me to plant 50 fruit trees, raise 40 or 50 chickens, 40 or 50 fish. That's it. And quite frankly, I know the other farmers. I know who's using antibiotics. I know who's treating animals ethically. I know who's in their life cycle, and so I can eat stuff from other sources. I just need to know that there's not antibiotics in those sources, and that those animals are being treated well. Once you get in your life cycle, that goes right up there with being alive. Isn't the only priority. If somebody's being a dick to animals, I don't want anything to do with that. I don't want anything to do with that person. Human nature is kindness. And so that person's got a problem, and that person's problem is going to come through. That's genetics. That genetic problem is going to come through with whatever they produce or produce. But what I'm trying to say is you don't have to have 100% of your food coming from your house, immediately or at any time. You just need to be aware that there aren't antibiotics. Antibiotics kill microorganisms. You got 10,000 microorganisms leaving your tummy and going into the soil every day. If we put microorganisms and antibiotics in soil, everybody dies. Everybody dies. Everybody in that life cycle dies. And so we just have to care for the life cycle. Care for the life cycle, foster a safe environment for you, the animals, and the microorganisms to go in a circle. Once you do, all of a sudden, your goals become your body's goals, become your right hemisphere's goals, becomes your genome's goals. Your body doesn't care what you set out to do. You want to make $1 million, this thing will either be on your side or it'll be trying to put you in the soil. It doesn't have an opinion on $1 million. If you're in your life cycle, it's going to help you make $1 million. It's going to say, hey, you forgot this one little thing. You made an error in arithmetic. It's either trying to sabotage your self-esteem so that you commit suicide, so that you don't have successful relationships, or it's 100% on your side, and it's aiding you in whatever you need to do. You're still this speck on the spectrum. However, this thing doesn't have goals outside of not killing the plants, the animals, and the soil, the microorganisms. As long as you're fostering those things, that's its only priority. It's there to help you unless you become a threat to the microorganisms, the soil, and so the species. And the human species is not that important. We see ourselves as this big fancy thing. Maybe we're from another planet. Maybe we were made by God. That's all stupid shit. Quite frankly, your right hemisphere is taking a look at whether or not you as a species should exist. If it's not beneficial to the earth, then it's going to get rid of us. And I'm not saying that's a threat. I don't weigh in on whether or not it should or shouldn't. Right now, it very much looks like it'd be beneficial to get rid of the human race. Our DNA isn't going anywhere. Our DNA is the exact same as every other animal on this planet and changes regularly. To say what is a human and what isn't a human is a fool's errand. It's just stupid. We don't need to see that our species survives. We evolved once. We've got evidence of 350 million year old human, same jewelry we have today. Exact same jewelry, exact same tools that we have today, we have 350 million years ago. We don't need to worry about the human race, but understand that your own genome is evaluating the viability of your species on this planet. We're kind of trashing everything right now, so we're seeing a reduction, and we're trying to fight that. Today, China put a ban on AI relationships, hoping that people will start making children again. They made 27 million, which is down 17%, I believe, last year. And they were already in a situation, a fertility situation, and so they're in one that's worse because the numbers aren't really telling the tale of it's all males. It's all males, and that really doesn't work going forward. However, all the other countries are in the same situation. Necessarily, that's not a crisis. It's a financial, it's an economic crisis, because when we have a reduction in the populace, we have the same amount of infrastructure, and so there's a fewer number of people to pay for that, so their bills go up. If we half the people, we have to double the price of these utilities, and of course the utilities are already at their maximum capacity for you to be able to pay for them, because they're trying to pay shareholders, which is just a bad model for a society. That doesn't work. That just doesn't work. We're paying too many people. However, as far as sustainability of the planet, fuck infrastructure. As far as the sustainability of the planet, reducing the number of humans is absolutely necessary, and is going down right now. I just bit the shit out of my tongue there. Necessarily, however, once we get to that number, we're just going to need to mind our species life cycle. We can't separate ourselves from the rest of these animals. Everything that's coming out of you that's going into the water treatment plant now, the pig needs, the chicken needs, the tilapia need, the plants need, calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, nitrogen, everything that's coming out of you that you're currently paying for in chemical form, they're finite resources. They're finite resources. They're things that are coming out of you, never-ending supply, and they're things that are coming out of the soil that are finite. There's one source of phosphorus. It's finite. We know how many years the amount we're using until that's gone, and we need it for other shit. And yet, we're putting all of the phosphorus from humans into the water treatment plant and then into a landfill. The problem with putting it in a landfill is it's in one place in abundance on Earth. We know that. We know where to get it. It's in these tiny, untraceable amounts in the landfill, and we can't go back and get them. We can't go back and get them. What we're doing can't be undone. The body is protecting us. It's protecting the planet first, but it's protecting us. You can't just do that. You can't just say, okay, that'll be gone in 10 years. Then there's no more on the planet or in the universe. It's a finite thing, and we'll just use it up. That's a dumb idea. So this thing is amazing at protecting us from these things, but we're kind of going to have to listen to it, or we're going to be gone pretty soon. And I'm not weighing in on whether that's a good or a bad thing. That's why I kind of speak as loud as I do. I put my information out there. I tell everybody around me. I tell everybody I love. But when they go, hey, I'm going to go drinking and think about that later, I go, well, there's 8 billion of us. We got energy for 3 billion. I've got to go. And if we all went, it'd probably benefit this planet, quite frankly. I'm not going to make that decision. However, I'll make a channel and tell you guys how to avoid that. But if you don't want to watch it, my life's pretty sweet. If I can help you, I'll do it. Guys, that's my time. I have an insane amount of work today. Jeez Louise. You guys are super important to me, though. I'm going to do this again real soon.